watch and burn.
Hey everybody. So this video here is, it's just me wondering about the end of the Zone of Interest. I've always thought, like, having seen the movie as many times as I have now, when Hess has left, once it's been decided that he will wipe out the remaining Hungarian Jews, the 700 or so thousand that he is being tasked with exterminating, and he's leaving the little gathering and he's walking down the stairs deeper and deeper into the darkness at the end of the movie. But then when he stops there and he throws up somewhat, it's more of like a dry heave. I think some liquid shows up, but not much. I think it's nice that the filmmakers chose to put that in, maybe attempting to humanize Hess a little bit more. But then that's all just pure hypothesis, right? I mean, you would think that, once you're being tasked with exterminating several 100,000 more people, yeah, I could see that weighing in on a person. But with a person like Rudolf Hess, like, he was so efficient and he enjoyed his work. The survivors used to say they used to ride around on his horse thinking he was like King Cool, right? And he would have people executed in the camp, and he would execute people himself, and he really liked his work. So did Rudolf Hess throw up as he was leaving the little gathering there at the end? Potentially, but I'm just not sure how much I can buy into that. He was such an unrepentant Nazi. Like, he believed in everything the Third Reich was teaching him so completely that I just find it hard to believe that at that late stage in his sort of concentration camp career, I just can't see him vomiting off the reality of what he's going to do, because by that point, he's done it a million times. And then you see him look down the hallway, and you see some light down at the end. And of course, that transitions quickly into the people cleaning the Holocaust Museum and what's left of Auschwitz, and it's sort of tying the today in with yesterday and with the atrocities of what happened then and how we should never forget about that. And it shows really some awesome shots of all the shoes and all the luggage and the pictures of all the people that died. And it's really impactful. And I liked how clever it was. But for Hess to sort of see the light, I always wondered if that meant, was there light at the end of the tunnel for him? For example, had Hess decided to sort of turn over a new leaf in that moment, once he looked down that hallway and he sees that tiny circle of light, maybe had he, defected or whatever, and said, look, I've done some horrible things, but I want to do my part to try and make things right. I mean, maybe he could have, but I'm not even sure if that's really what it means. When he looks down and he sees that tiny bit of light, is that him saying goodbye to the last bit of goodness inside of him? The last bit of decency that he has? The last bit of humanity? I really don't know. I mean, was it supposed to suggest that maybe there was something he could do to sort of turn the tide somewhat? To sort of do his part to sort of shut down more exterminations? Again, I'm not really sure. I think about this all the time, too. So, what was the end of the Zone of Interest supposed to be leaning towards? Was it supposed to tell us that he was hopeless? Was it supposed to show us that he had a glimmer of humanity? Or was it supposed to show us that, no, it just was connecting the current day with the past? It was just a clever way of doing it, and then he just descends down into the darkness some more, and he goes off and exterminates, I believe, again, the rest of the Hungarian Jews. I think it was decided that night that he would have to wipe them out, the 700 or so thousand. I think I'm right about that anyways. I don't know. I just don't know about the end of this movie. I will probably think about this for the rest of my life. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. This video is supposed to be short, and I apologize for that. For just about 4.5 minutes, while I discussed exactly what the end of the Zone of Interest was supposed to imply. You guys are amazing. I'm getting out of here. Have a good night.